Okay, so in this live stream, we're going to do a reading here. Okay, we're going to go through the 12 houses and do a general reading, an update. These readings are designed to be temporary energy readings, so we're just looking at the trajectory and the way energy is moving for the moment. Alright, so we'll start in the 12th house, or correction, in the first house, which is Aries. Second house is Taurus. We could probably use this duck right here. First house Aries. Second house Taurus. Third house Gemini. Fourth house Cancer. Fifth house Leo. Sixth house Virgo. Seventh house Libra. Eighth house Scorpio. Ninth house Sagittarius. 10th house Capricorn. 11th house Aquarius. 12th house Pisces. So let's start in the first house here. Okay, and I will shuffle to get some resonance in the deck, okay? Dear Holy Spirit, please put resonance in the deck for Aries, aka the first house. The Nine of Swords and the High Priestess. The Nine of Swords and the Two of Pentacles. Nine of Swords and the Ace of Pentacles. Nine of Swords. Three of Swords. Alright, so it looks like there was some obstructive interference, some juggling. In a situation that was supposed to be monogamous. Nine of Swords. That whole supposed to be monogamous. I'm not sure if it... Don't have the data to say if it was supposed to be or not, but let's get more context. Nine of Swords, Five of Cups. Looking at this depression, you know, this regret about the way things went down in the past, losing sleep, having nightmares, some stress. King of Fire, Nine of Swords. King of Fire in this context has Aries energy. I mean, Aries could be talking to a Leo or a Sagittarius, but I try not to mention signs in a general reading because all signs are present. Five of Swords, King of Fire. So we have this intense, focused mentality. Five of Swords, Judgment. Okay, so is the Judgment card there to represent judgment or reconciliation? Alright, so it looks like a change in thought process, a change in financial situation, or, you know, practical energy represented in Pentacles, aka Earth energy, you know, like foundational. But it's leading to the Ten of Pentacles. Let's get more context here. Somebody who's single, available, reaching out to their person of interest where they feel they could have the Ten of Pentacles. Looks like they could have everything with this person of interest. Somebody's feeling left out in the cold, feeling how single and available they are, and they're thinking intently about Aries. So the other disclaimer is when I mention Aries or any particular sign as we're reading in their house, there's neutral energy and general readings unless otherwise specified. So it could actually be someone in Aries energy field or Aries' person of interest, you know? Okay, but that's what we're looking at here happening. Well, okay. Alright, so we have the Five of Pentacles at the top of the deck. Let's see how it goes. Let's get more context. Let's get more context here. Okay, so I'm going to work on developing a Celtic cross. In the first position is the Eight of Pentacles, representing a work environment, banging out pentacles, making some money, honing into one's craft, focused on putting in the work. Alright, so this talks about somebody putting in the work. I feel like in a relationship context, hoping to get to the Ace of Pentacles, you know, hoping to win Aries heart over. And so we have the Lover card grounding this energy, again describing the courtship leading to love. We have the Three of Fire at the, you know, in the fourth position, represent energies from the recent past. And we have the King of Cups crowning this reading. So far we're looking at strong Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo energy, Gemini, Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces. All signs are present in a general reading such as this. Also all the fire signs are there, and air signs too. But yeah, so our person of interest is hoping that their work pays off. They're courting Aries, hoping that it will work, you know, toward this loving relationship. But look, there goes Aries energy in the challenging position with this Ace of Pentacles, which is what our person of interest wants. It's a challenge here. They have the Three of Swords coming out. Some broken hearts, some disappointment, maybe even feeling betrayed, you know, or just some regret, you know, some heartbreak is what's being stated there. Alright, it looks like that this person of interest is going to still attempt to, well, there's mutual energy here, okay? So either Aries is going to try to warm this person of interest up, you know, try to comfort them. We have the Ace of Swords in. Or we have Aries person of interest still trying to pursue this connection despite there's someone else working for Aries' attention and love. That's what's being described here. Whew. Somebody is in love with an Aries. Somebody is in love with the Aries. I left on a cliffhanger because it looks like we are moving, with Aries is moving into a new chapter, you know, with this happening. Two lovers, two love interests, at least two want to be with Aries, and they're working for the love of beautiful Aries. That's what's being described in the first house. Let's move to the second house, shall we? See what's going on in Taurus's house, aka the second house. Okay, so the first house governs the self, you know, the I am, you know, first impressions, how one views themselves and how others view them. The second house is talking about values, money, pleasures, the good things in life, value systems. Let's get some resonance in the deck. Dear Holy Spirit, please put resonance in the deck to give a reading for Taurus, aka the second house. Somebody is thinking about communicating with Taurus, but it just seems like the timing isn't right. Somebody has Taurus on the mind, like, you know how you feel like, oh, I need to reach out to Taurus. How is Taurus doing? But the timing is a little bit off because they're busy, or it just don't seem like the right time. Somebody is thinking about Taurus throughout the day, here and there. It's like Taurus is like there's like an intrusive thought, you know, a good thought. I don't have any indication if it's good or bad. Yeah, man, somebody's, the Page of Swords in the world making an appearance. The Page of Swords and the Hermit making an appearance. So somebody is thinking about Taurus, and or somebody's got their mind on their money and money on their mind. But let's take a look here. King of Cups, Page of Swords. And the more they think about this great idea and or this person of interest, the more passionate and loving their thoughts become. Page of Swords and the Five of Pentacles standing on the outside, looking in, feeling like they are weathering a storm on their own. Single and available, missing Taurus. How many times are we going to repeat that? It looks like a lot. And it looks like it's still an understatement. Five of Pentacles and the Ten of Fire, man. They've been thinking, tossing and turning. And it looks like something is about to break under the surface. They can't take it anymore. Just thinking about Taurus. Alright, the disclaimer of when I mention Taurus, could be Taurus's person of interest, as the energies are mutual in a general reading such as this. Alright, so I was wondering what was going to happen with all that intensity. This is atmosphere energy. We're going to develop a spread and get more context, but man, it looks like somebody gets tired of just thinking and tossing and turning, thinking about Taurus. So with the Eight of Cups, it describes walking away, you know, emotionally detaching, because it seems like they're thinking about it, but what are you going to do? A spread develops here with this emotional detachment and walking away. Let's see what happens next. Okay, so it looks like they're walking away. Okay, getting busy. It looks like hoping that Taurus will reach out to them. But yeah, man, this very insistent thinking about Taurus. So let's get more information and get our spread. Okay, dear Holy Spirit, please put resonance in the deck to continue the message in the Celtic cross. First position is this Eight of Swords. So somebody feeling like they have unfinished business with Taurus. That gives more context. Why somebody's thinking so much about Taurus. And they're still holding on. So it looks like definitely some unfinished business. Maybe some sort of tied interest or venture. Love. Here goes our Eight of Cups that we've seen. It's the Page of Cups grounding. The Moon crowning. Wow. High Priestess. Somebody's thinking about you a lot. Here we go with the challenge. The challenge is starting to get too much. Sensory overload. Somebody realizes they're obsessing. Man, they're having dreams is what it looks like, and intrusive thoughts about Taurus. Sheesh. Man. Wow. Well, that's interesting that while they're thinking about Taurus so much, they're walking off with the Ten of Pentacles suddenly. It was almost just like thinking about Taurus. So I think this is especially Taurus, but also the second house. Somebody's thinking about money and, yeah, a business venture or an investment that's currently tied up. And there's some success in the outcome, a sudden success. It looks like there's good fortune on the horizon, good news on the horizon. There's a breakthrough. Just gotta have patience. It is coming. Whatever it is that you're thinking about, your person, a business venture, an investment. Looks like a good time to get off is approaching. What a mysterious reading for the second house. Taurus's house. because I'm looking at all of this and I don't see any actions toward Taurus. It just looks like suddenly we're looking at abundance. So that's why it feels like second house reading, more so like an investment probably is about to bloom or come into fruition. Somebody, it looks like, will be getting financial success off of an investment. Something they walked away from in the past. Well, let me clarify. These Ten of Pentacles, Three of Cups, success and abundance, Nine of Swords, the stress that we described that they're stressing over, Three of Swords, Five of Pentacles. So it looks like there's some heartbreak over that situation. Somebody is single on their own. It looks like, not in this connection anymore. Coming to their breaking point. Alright, so and patience is at work. Somebody's insanely, obsessively thinking about Taurus. That's what I have for the second house. Now let's take a look at the third house, aka Gemini. Gemini. This third house governs communication, logic, information, intelligence, communication. Let's see. Alright, so I'll shuffle here. Okay, so we're looking at the Four of Cups and the Four of Swords. So we're coming into this reading looking at the current Gemini getting emotional balance, mental balance, taking a time of pause to contemplate and to balance themselves, because there's an action that they're about to take, which reminds me of the disclaimer. So when I mention Gemini, it could be someone in Gemini's energy field, as the energy is mutual in a general reading such as this. And general readings are not intended to resonate with everyone, so please don't force this storyline. I'll be back to do another if it doesn't resonate. Alright, so while shuffling here for Gemini's reading, we're looking at this Page of Fire and the Ten of Pentacles. So it looks like Gemini is preparing to make a move. And it looks like their move that they're going to make is successful, and it has abundance and pleasure and love. There's a high probability of success. Ten of Pentacles are on the top of the deck, and the Queen of Pentacles makes an appearance here. Ten of Pentacles are on the top of the deck, and the King of Cups makes an appearance here. So we have Queen of Pentacles, the King of Cups making an appearance. The King of Cups are now on the top of the deck. The Knight of Swords appears, so it looks like some communication is going to be moving forward in regard to the Ten of Pentacles described. The Knight of Swords. Okay. Well, the Seven of Swords continue to make appearances. Everything was going so good. Well. Man, it looks like some communication is going to come forth. Alright, so it looks like, yeah. Eight of Swords and the Hermit. Nine of Fire and the Seven of Swords. Ten of Fire and the Knight of Swords. Communication breaking through. Some unfinished business in the past with this Hermit energy. So what is this? Four of Fire. Unfinished business. So it looks like there was some plans in the recent past, but it looks like the ordeal was blocked due to the Seven of Swords activity. The Seven of Swords is distrust. Something was not on the up and up, you know. So we're looking at a blocking that negative energy out. But it looks like in the near future there's going to be some communication. Let me see. So somebody was waiting for Gemini to come around. Waiting obsessively for reconciliation, hoping the connection will raise to a higher level of commitment, hoping for a chance with Gemini, wanting to work on the connection. But the third party situation brought things to a head. So some sort of obstructive interference in that Three of Pentacles was the breaking point being described. So then we have this sneak energy described in the Seven of Swords. So it looks like Gemini's passion to look elsewhere, do something else. They're waiting for someone else that's holding back and that's blocked Gemini out. So it looks like they're looking to communicate with this other person. Not the one, well, it could be the one that was waiting around. But like I said, it looked like a third party situation broke that situation. So it looks like there's a alternative person of interest. Love over here, emotional disconnect, a love offer, trying to extend a new opportunity, apology, juggling, Four of Cups, thinking about it, the Sun, Queen of Fire, the new chapter, the Chariot, the King of Fire, the wish fulfillment, the Knight of Cups, a love offer being made. Looks like there's a holding back to tap back into this love connection for a time, withdraw. This lover is looking around for options. There's a broken heart due to this third party situation. Somebody is heartbroken, devastated, looking for reciprocity, some give and take. It looks like there's some hidden agendas. Yeah, for a long time there's been something unclean in the milk, like somebody has an intuition about these Seven of Swords that's been lurking around. This connection is toxic, so they're trying to move away to something more equitable. And options, searching around looking for new love interests. So yeah, it looks like somebody was hanging out, waiting around for Gemini, wanted something serious with Gemini as described, but the breaking point was third party obstructive interference, and it did look like a player and a liar, a manipulator, somebody stringing somebody along, made up. You know how when people make up an argument and they make problems so that they can really break up and do what they want to do? That's what that looked like. Somebody's just making up problems, stirring the pot, because what they really want to do is to be out here looking for other options. They don't want to be serious with this person that's been waiting around for Gemini to love them and to lock anything down. So this being a general reading that's not intended to resonate with everybody. You know, if you're already locked in with Gemini, you guys are established, you have a family, you're married, you love each other, or you're courting each other, your connection is ascending to a higher level of commitment, this is not your reading. Absolutely not. This is talking about somebody who's been waiting around longer than they should have. Anyways, they're probably ignoring some red flags. And the thing about it is, to rest assured, is because whenever somebody gaslights you and they want to make up problems, somebody could really be taking that person seriously and believing that that there really is a problem. This indicates no, there's no problem. For reals, this person just wanted to go out and do what they want to do. And it does look like as they're exploring their options, they keep running into closed door after closed door after closed door. But that's why they broke this person's heart that was trying to be true to them, because they want to go out here and be a liar and just. Anyways, let's move on to the next reading. We're gonna look in the fourth house. That's Cancer's house. Dear Holy Spirit, please put resonance in the deck to give me a reading for Cancer, aka the fourth house. Alright, so we're looking at the Hermit and the Page of Cups making an appearance. After a time of withdrawal, we're looking at a love offer being extended to a person of interest that's just going on autopilot, preserving and healing their energy, minding their own business. A cup of love presents itself almost out of thin air. And it looks like, woo. Wow, at this love offer, you know? Knocks them off their feet. And it looks like a serious love offer coming towards you. Somebody wants to take this relationship to a higher level of commitment. And this is a wish fulfillment. Wish fulfillment. There was a block, boundaries, rules, regulations, expectations, a filter where somebody is safeguarding their heart. Alright, this love interest is approaching. Okay, and this looks like, well, we have the Ten of Swords. A new beginning in love. Alright, and it looks like the walls are coming down. In the beginning, there is a block here, and there's third-party energy that's been going on for a long time. So there's some uncertainty. Somebody is really in beautiful energy, healed, but they're single and available. And it looks like it could go either way. They could either turn down this offer, or they can indulge in this offer. And then we're left on a cliffhanger. Long story short, though, is a lover is coming towards you. And yeah, you got new love. So it either your intuition is going to tell you to take it or leave it. And that's what we have there. Now we'll move to the fifth house, which is Leo's house. Alright. Looks like there's resonance already established here. Okay, looks like a new beginning with somebody who is ready to love. They got options in love and some serious options coming toward them in the near future. Alright, so let's take a closer look. Many serious options coming near you in the near future. You know, while somebody's in the process of healing and have their stuff together, it looks like speed dating, entertaining, you know, multiple love interests. And that becomes toxic. You know, and somebody is just looking, well, something about a love, you know, came toxic. So anyhow, there goes the healing aspect, you know, with options. There's option, there's a toxic lover. But it looks like here is another lover, if it's not that same lover, wanting to come out of the cold and heal the toxicity in the connection. And so while they're healing, it looks like the challenge is to come out of healing, to come out of hermit status, okay, and see about this love. Alright. In a new chapter. So again, this also is saying you could take this love or you could leave it. The energy says that that you're not quite healed all the way. There's still some, you know, heartbreak, and it looks like this connection could turn into a heartbreak, you know, but it could go either way, because either it's a heartbreak situation, but I'm left on a cliffhanger where it could, you know, not break up, not break down right away. It's just, it comes at a time when healing was in the process, but there's a possibility that Leo, with that disclaimer that when I mention Leo, it could be someone in Leo's energy field, their person of interest or what have you, might interrupt their healing to see about this love offer, and it could be a repeated offense or ... to be continued, as we're just looking at things progress into a new chapter. Represented with the Apprentice, the Zero Major Arcana, representing new beginnings after an end, or end after a new beginning. Let's move to the 6th house, which is Virgo's house, and get into a shuffle here. Alright, so around the 7 of Cups, the 5 of Swords makes an appearance. So it looks like Virgo has some options and made a decisive option. It kind of looks like it could have been a crazy option with them 5 of Swords, like was very, very strong-minded, very deliberate, very focused on a particular option. Look, it's even hard to shuffle over here. That's how, sheesh, I feel like that's how, sheesh, that's how Virgo is just win at all costs, trying to go for this one connection out of many options. It goes the Ace of Fire out of the 7 of Cups energy. So it looks like it was met with mutual acceptance, like, okay, yes, a love offer is coming, a new start is coming. Let's see what's going on. Okay, so now it also looks like Virgo may not have just been having this strong mentality to a particular lover, although that is a storyline. But Virgo just could have a strong mindset that they were very set on upholding, which ran people off. It ran some options off, some people away, but some people, some love interests are coming. We look at the Knight of Cups and the Knight of Pentacles coming. And a spread develops here. So we're looking at somebody single and available in the past when this love offer is coming. And it looks like it comes towards Virgo during some sadness. Okay, Virgo is lamenting over some spilled milk that happened in the past, some regret that happened in the past. While Virgo was single and available, some communication came out. Virgo was tired of being single and available, was just wishing on a star for some love is what it looked like. And it looked like some love was on the horizon. It looked like Virgo was ready to love with the 10 of Cups here, and mentally focused with these 4 of Swords, withdrawn, saving themselves, reminiscing on a particular love, holding themselves to this love, waiting for communication from this particular lover, and the communication comes forward. Wow, this particular Virgo reminded me of that disclaimer that this is a storyline that is absolutely not going to resonate with everybody. Please don't force it, because this one actually describes this Virgo waiting around all sad for this one particular lover, turning down all types of offers, waiting for this one particular lover to show up. The lover finally shows up while Virgo is still waiting around for this particular lover. So this lover shows up with the pretense of wanting to take things to a higher level of commitment. Virgo is all emotionally disarranged, wanting and thinking that this is a fair and equitable love that they've been waiting for. Then comes the transformative energy, symbolizing a new beginning after an end. But there's a strong transformation around this 5 of Sword energy, this mentality that's very strong and overbearing, win it all cost mentality. So it looks like little shy Virgo was actually really strong about wanting a commitment and not wanting to be in no third-party situation, no toxic boundary crossing with this juggling energy. No. But it looks like the Virgo didn't wait long enough to verify that this wasn't going to just be some random roll around in the set. It was a wish fulfillment with the 6 of Pentacles, having the best intentions, hoping for the best, hoping for a marriage, a commitment. But no. That did not happen. Somebody was holding back that commitment. They got one foot in, one foot out. Looks like a manipulator. Took advantage of the perfect opportunity with the Seven of Swords. And took advantage with their player mentality. They're going out to play the field. They've been playing the field. They're going back to playing the field. And that's where they love to be. And that's what they love to do. Alright, so they're starting out describing this player, this lover. Now this player, this lover could be Virgo because the energies are mutual. So when Virgo is mentioned, it could be someone in Virgo's energy field. But anyhow, this person is going out here exploring the world of other beautiful options and wanting to reconcile with other love options. And let's see here. There's a tower moment. And it just looks like they go around breaking people's hearts. Looking for another love interest to go break another person's heart. Now this looks like breaking hearts. And then you get some smart love interest that block that person out. Knows their worth. Looking for, waiting for a lover that is worth their time. Emotionally disconnecting from players. Learning their lessons. Moving into stability. And yeah, it just seems like a repeated cycle of heartbreakers. A bunch of snakes on the horizon, man. It's crazy. Don't appreciate that. So anyways, as we move, we're looking at walls up, moving away from toxicity, and enjoying abundance and creativity. So it looks like there's some snakes, but there's some good ones that come out as well. And Virgo ultimately moves away from the toxicity of the snakes, learns their lessons, and thankfully there's still abundance and success on the horizon for Virgo. Because this is your reading, the energies could go either way. Boom, ba-dum, boom. So, let me see. Yeah, blocking out their energy though. But I say it's Virgo's energy because this is Virgo's reading, and they're finally blocking out that toxic energy, moving away from the toxicity into a better situation with the Three of Cups. Celebration, creativity, abundance. Alright, now moving to the 7th house, which is Libra. Libra's house governs love and marriage and other things to say. We'll stick with that for now. So getting into a shuffle, the 9 of Fire and the Page of Fire makes an appearance here. So it looks like walls are up. You know, a filter is up. Only certain energies are allowed to come and go. In the past, there was communication with a lover. Romance, chemistry with a lover. Okay. And then we're looking at reconciliation on the horizon. So it looks like Libra is guarding their energy, looking for a specific lover to come back. Almost just like Virgo's reading. Yeah, except for this one just describes more select, you know, energy, not just waiting for, not putting all your eggs in one basket. Like Virgo described putting all their eggs in one basket. That's only a particular Virgo that did that. But then when that situation didn't work out, then Virgo started to go through some dating process and filter the snakes. And this reading is talking from the very beginning. There's love interests that have harmonious mutual interests and chemistry, and it's progressing forward. And so as they have found, as Libra has found their love, has found what type of lover that they want. You know, this is the dynamic. These are the standards that carry through. And then it looks like Libra starts to filter out their love options with those boundaries and those expectations and come out with a reconciliation, you know, and companionship. So the reconciliation, yeah, it says reconciliation. That hints towards a lover from the past coming back. So the disclaimer, this is a reading that doesn't resonate with everybody. And also, though, context is everything, so it doesn't necessarily have to be a lover from the past. So let's get some oracle clarifiers here. Passion, finances and career, attraction. So finances and career is an issue for some of these potential lovers. True love. Oh, look, reconciliation, y'all. Reconciliation. Dun, dun, dun. Chemistry. Soulmate. Wedding. Okay, see, there's a high probability that it is a reconciliation. I just wanted to double check because there is a new love oracle card that could have showed up. But that's what we have there for Libra, aka the 7th house. Moving to the 8th house, this is Scorpio's house. Let's take a look. Getting into a deep shuffle with the 2 of Cups. The Hermit makes an appearance there. Secret lovers. That's what they are. Okay, so there is a discreet lover, and or Scorpio's person of interest is withdrawn, kind of recluse, introvert energy is what it looks like. Alright, it looks like there has been some courtship for some time, some effort towards this connection for some time. It's not brand spanking new, but it is not that old. It looks like as far as this courtship, there's an attraction, passion, a love offer, a springing of love energy, a wish fulfillment. But their person of interest, Scorpio's person of interest or Scorpio themselves, have been holding back from this love. Now that we have resonance in the deck, let's develop a Celtic cross to get more information. Okay, so 4 of fire, 5 of swords, 7 of swords, 3 of cups, 9 of fire, 7 of fire. Alright, King of Cups, Page of Swords, Seven of Cups, 6 of Fire. Okay, so it looks like there is a particular lover that is on Scorpio's mind, but Scorpio's keeping their options open. Okay, talking to multiple love interests. They have very strong, you know, qualities that they're looking for in the love interest that they want to be with. It looks like they have a couple of options that fit these standards. So, for this reading not resonating with everybody, I'll be back to do another, so please don't force it. There's multiple love interests in this storyline. There's one particular lover in mind, but they're keeping their options open, is what's being described here. And they were left on a cliffhanger like that. Yeah, Seven of Swords is grounding, so it looks like there's some sneaky, uh, secret hidden agenda, stringing somebody along type energy, yeah, doing things behind the scene, yeah, selectively showing what they want their person to see or to know, and then holding back other details is what it looks like. But that's just the nature of the browsing that they're doing. Talking to different love interests. That's interesting. Because I'm like, what is the significance of that? Let's get some oracle cards about it. Attraction, romantic feelings, true love, honeymoon, unrequited love. That's the thing. So it looks like for those connections, it's a one-way attraction. And so it looks like the person that has unrequited love is the one that's secretly, I think that's what the Seven of Swords is about. Just not really being satisfied or mutually attracted, but not letting their person know that there's a lack of mutual attraction and keeping their options open while they do. Okay, so with that being stated, let me just get 3 cards. The first position representing past energy, second position representing current energy, third position would represent near future energy. First position, first position. First position. Five of Cups. I'm still looking for first position though, because that card just barely wanted to be seen. Same with this one. Six of Pentacles. So it looks like somebody is sad that they haven't been chosen, just regretting having, they're waiting, hoping for reciprocity. Sad. Oh, so they were left hanging. Like, it almost looks like they could have been ghosted or just left hanging. So there's some sadness and some regret and hoping for some reciprocity to come around. That gives more context too about why somebody's got one foot in and one foot out, and they're continuing to keep their options open because it looks like somebody left them hanging. So this is a valuable person with high morals and standards and best intentions. This is a good person, so they take their worth and pick themselves up, looking ahead, knowing that they're a good person and good things are coming toward them. Okay, and emotionally detaching. So that gives me some additional highlighted areas of information. That's why I was wondering, like, that's an interesting storyline. What's going on with that one? So that just lets us know this beautiful person with a lot to offer was, waiting around for someone of interest to come back. Looked like they had got ghosted. They didn't deserve to be treated like that. It didn't leave a good taste in their mouth, but they got over it and emotionally detaching and starting to date and everything that was described. Looking ahead now, going into our next reading is the 9th house, which is Sagittarius's house. Four of Pentacles and 8 Cups. Okay, establishing resonance right away. For Sagittarius, looking at, let's see here, there was a reconciliation in the past with the Empress, and there was a holding back for a moment, selective energy about who to open up to, who to build with. So Let's see, reconciliation. Did that reconciliation take place with this Empress? Yes. Let's see here. And holding back, what's that about? Being selective about the one to invest in. There is some disappointment from the past, so they got to be careful when they move forward. Moving from toxicity into a better situation of wish fulfillment. You know, vetting to make sure that it is what it is before really launching forward. Really having to be careful because it almost looks like another launch into another deceitful connection, but there's a pulling back and some disappointment, maybe a little bit of bruises from that one, but not too much because there was discernment and familiarity about another pattern repeating itself. All right, here comes another opportunity that comes into alignment. So there's you know, some doubt, some hesitation, Two of Swords making an appearance, but it looks like this one is a go. They're both locked in. Not seeing the forward movement as I would expect. It looked like a little bit of pause and hesitation, some start and go, some tap in, tapping out, you know, not like a full launch ahead. Seven of Swords make an appearance around this work energy. Yeah, so that's why the Four of Pentacles is there, just talking about, you know, carefully and selectively moving forward after vetting options and having to be very, you know, selective and careful because there's some snakes and near misses, you know. So let's see. Okay, so we come into here with a stable mindset, a stable disposition here with the Four of Fire, and what I mean to say is a very strong, decisive mindset. Either like my way or the highway. You like it, you don't, you love me or you hate me, but this is how it is. And so some get with the program, some are devastated by the new, you know, by the new. For those that love it and can work together and can manifest something, do. And we look at a new start, a launch, a successful launch. All right, in the near future with the Ace of Pentacles and Queen of Cups. 15 major arcana make an appearance with those Three of Pentacles. So yeah, some are able to deal with the turbulent, toxic, rigorous program, and they do launch with that. It's what is being stated. It's not for the weak. It's for a select few. Not to really call anybody weak for real, but it did look very select. Moving forward now in the 10th house, Capricorn's house. Getting into a deep shuffle to get a reading for Capricorn. Four of Pentacles holding back. Okay, reconciliation, holding back from that reconciliation opportunity in the past. But it looks like there's a second chance for this reconciliation to take place in the near future. I remember doing this reading recently, looking at similar energies again. Alright, holding back from an opportunity of a reconciliation, but it looks like that opportunity comes around again. Alright. There was delays the first time, but it looks like that opportunity presents itself again. Now moving forward into the 11th house, Aquarius' house. Okay, King of Fire. Three of Cups. Queen of Pentacles, Two of Pentacles, Three of Swords, Ten of Swords, Nine of Swords, Knight of Cups. Communication, reconciliation, holding back, Wheel of Fortune. So it looks like things were progressing forward creatively, abundantly. Looking at some obstructive interference and with a possible reconciliation, but that reconciliation possibility comes to a halt because there's some third-party obstructive interference that doesn't sit well with Aquarius. When Aquarius is mentioned, it could be someone in Aquarius's energy field. This is Aquarius's reading, so it says, no, looking at some trickster or distrust energy making an appearance, and that's not falling into alignment with Aquarius. Looking in the 12th house now, this is Pisces house. Whose house? Pisces house. Okay, let's take a look. 3 positions. Okay, 6 of Cups, some nostalgic past energy, reminiscent energy, with the 6 of Cups in the first position. All right. Looks like there was some, win at all cost mentality, but now, there's choose your battle energy and more observant, awareness. And so it looks like there's a third party situation, some juggling that comes to the surface. So I was hoping for some monogamy and some committal energy, but it looks like some obstructive interference caused a heartbreak because it looks like it was discovered right in the heart of the bosom. So this, right at home, right in the, in a place of trust. This is a reading that's not going to resonate with everyone, but this is the energy I'm looking at for the moment. And that brings us to our last house. We'll be back to do another reading as soon as possible. Signing off for now. Thank you so much for your support on the channel and on the video. Until next time, peace.